intercourse
Yes, sir.
of the sexual nature.
Yes, sir.
All right, why is that a only do during marriage thing for Christians and not any other time with anybody else ever?
Okay. All right. So good question. All right. So
Why is this specifically reserved in Christendom for marriage?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to actually read from Catechism here from Catholic Church. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so kind of give you like their look of it, and I'll give mine as well. So the matrimonial covenant by which a man and woman establish between themselves a partnership of the whole life is by its nature ordered toward the good of the spouses and the procreation and education of offspring. This covenant between baptized persons has been raised by Christ the Lord to the dignity of a sacrament. And so, again, this is the Catholic statement on the sacrament of matrimony. And for them, sex is to happen in the context of marriage because it's in that context that you have procreation and children can be raised within the church. Okay?
Okay.
And so this is the context, if you were, that for the Catholic Church here, they would say this is why sex needs to happen only in the context of marriage.
So that the children that occur because of the sex can be raised and educated by the parents.
Correct. Within
marriage.
Within
married parents.
marriage and within the church. So the education is not just like going to school, math and algebra and whatever. It's the education of knowing the word and knowing the Lord.
So you have to go to Catholic school.
You don't have to go to Catholic school.
Sex is for sending your children to Catholic school.
No, it doesn't have to be that.
That's it.
That is not it. No, that's not it at all. All right. And so there's a heavy emphasis on that. And I do like the fact that they have put in toward the good of the spouses. For a long time in the Catholic Church, it was stated very clearly that, that marriage and therefore sex was, or not marriage as a whole, but there was marriage and then sex was for procreation. And there was just a heavy emphasis on the procreation part.
Okay.
Okay. And so in the Protestant world, we would say that sex is for procreation, like that's part of it, but it's also for pleasure. It's for both.
Okay.
And so, and that sex is not seen as dirty or unholy in the context of marriage, but rather it is holy and it is pleasurable. Okay. And so you can be, so procreation and pleasure, both. All right. And so for me, as a pastor,
why don't the Catholics want any of us to have fun?
Well, again, they've put this statement in about the good of the spouses, and that's good, right? I mean, but I do think that Catholics, kind of historically, did not
for the raising and education of children,
right?
And because it's awesome,
right? They didn't have that part in there, and so. Where I mean, obviously, I would come from a point of going, no, it's pleasurable, it's great, but it's meant to stay in the context of marriage. So your question, off the, your original question, was just, but why does it have to be? Why does sex have to be in the context of marriage?
Right. Correct.
And so for me,
Pastor Joseph,
and for me, it is because God, when he puts these restrictions, and often we think of them as restrictions that are, you mentioned the Catholic Church about, well, why don't they just want us to have fun? And I think sometimes people can look at God that way too and go, well, why doesn't he just want us to, I mean, like, what's the big deal? Like, why can't we just go have fun? And what's the big deal?
Okay.
And you almost look at it that way, but for God, he knows what's best for us, and he knows what it meant for us to be whole. And unfortunately, in our brokenness, if you were, since the fall, we are not whole. And so often we are trying.
So fun is bad now.
No, I'm not saying fun's bad. I'm not saying fun's bad. What I'm saying is, unfortunately, we try to fill this void in us with things that actually are not healthy for us long term, right?
Okay.
No one's denying that sex is, I mean, when sex, even consensual sex between two people that are not married often is seen as pleasurable and fun, and no one's actually denying that aspect of it. Okay. The issue is for us as Christians, it's going, but often, unfortunately, because we become so intimately acquainted with people, then when there's no longer the relationship or it voids apart, now you found yourself almost like tied to a person prematurely, and now there's a heart attached to it, not just the physical sex act. Okay. And I understand that we're in a context of hookup culture and everything else right now. And that's where this conversation loses me every time we talk about this. Okay. Where the heart is now attached and it's not just a physical thing. Okay. Because it doesn't make sense. That's to you because you think it's just a physical act. Because I don't put my heart into every handshake I do. I don't put my heart into every hug. Sure. Or the people in England kiss each other on the cheeks all the time. That's not the same. So what is? But I think I think you and I both agree there's a massive difference. Sumo wrestlers. I mean, the UFC. We're not saying their hearts are attached to each other. But I think there's a major difference between the gynecologist. I mean, right? That's where I'm confused. I know. But I think also, but you're not like, this is crazy. Like, there's not like, we are not saying there's the same thing. See how I ramped it all the way up? I know. Yeah. But this is what's the guy that does your butt? The doctor? What's that called? What's that one called? The one that you have to do now. Or are you there yet? You mean like when you go get like a colonoscopy? That one. Stuff? Yeah. The finger butt doctor. Yeah. Why is oh Lord. Like, all right. It just doesn't make sense. I don't, okay. Why is me and all right, but this is all right, but for real. All right. Okay. How does hearts not get attached in any of those other situations except because I think there's a massive difference in the level of intimacy between a kiss on the cheek, right? Oh, you went to that one? Or your finger butt doctor, right? Like that's like none of us are like walking in going, oh man, can't wait for him to jab that finger up my rear. Like I'm like, no, like we're not doing that. Yeah, but so like when you're talking about so if there was a non-consensual sexual act that was performed, right? Do you think that heart connection happens? No. Oh. No. All right. Not if there's a non-consensual. No, not at all. Well, what's the difference? What's the difference? Oh, we talk about what's it? And this is all right. So, and this is what I'm saying. Like when there's when you get what I'm asking, right? I think I do. Okay. It just seems to be such different things. Okay. So if I get on line, sure, and search for some dude to put his finger in my butt, right? Versus go to the doctor where the doctor puts his finger in my butt, right? Does one create a heart connection and the other one doesn't? Or does the heart connection only happen with what you're searching? Penis, vagina? Yeah, because I think I think what we're saying here is that if you're searching out, and this again, we're searching out intimacy. You may not label it as that. You may think of it. You may think of it as just a sexual act. Okay. All right. But what I'm saying is that intimacy is always attached to that. One way or the other. So you're saying if the purpose of the physical contact is to seek intimacy, that creates a connection between us? Yeah, I am saying that. Okay. I am saying that. And, so if I seek out to... Yeah, and whether that is for a relationship that lasts years, right? Okay. Right, you're not married, relationship lasts years, you're living together, whatever, right? Okay. Or the one night stand hookup thing, right? All I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying about both of these things. Okay. All those things. I'm saying all of that comes out of brokenness. is what I'm ultimately saying.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that there's not a okay, and this is where there is a physiological drive, a physiological need even for sex, okay?
Okay.
There's that physiological part that's there. But what I'm saying is that when it is connected, anytime that's played out in a relationship or in connection to another person, okay? Again, whether one night or whether we're living together for 8 years or whatever, like all I'm saying is in that moment, you're going to have there's going to be an intimacy that is played out in brokenness and not wholeness.
So
because physical,
I'm searching for intimacy in these other situations.
Correct. That's where I'm getting to,
and it's different than the doctor.
Correct. It's different than the doctor.
Okay.
Because again, I'm talking about brokenness, right, versus wholeness. Right. Wholeness, God's desire, wholeness for us is that we would be someone who loves us for who we are. We love them for who they are, and that there's a relational, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical intimacy that's happening. Okay,
is that why God made all of our stuff for gross stuff and also fun stuff?
I think
so that when I went to the doctor, I'd be like, no, it's for the gross stuff.
For the gross stuff, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the same
thing. Yeah. Something.
Right.
So, yeah. And then I think, unfortunately, again, whether it's I'm living together with someone for 12 years or I'm engaged in the hookup culture, that to me, that part is seeking out it's a desire for intimacy.
Okay.
Okay. But it's seeking it out in a broken way, in a way that's not whole.
Okay.
And that's what causes the problem.
So that's okay. Because no one's going to deny that we all want intimacy.
100%.
Right?
That's what we're after.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't want to be alone, right?
Right.
We want to be known.
Okay, this makes sense.
We want to be loved.
So it's not really about
accepted.
Like the actual physical part. It's the fact that I want intimacy.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And so
all right.
And so even when
because if I didn't want intimacy, I wouldn't care about doing any of those things.
No.
All right.
You'd be happy just to sit at home and watch TV or whatever, right?
Maybe I don't care about intimacy.
Yeah. Or maybe you just don't. Maybe you just want it with like 1-2 people, and you're like, I'm good. So
what?
Well, I mean, like we have different levels of intimacy, right?
With 2 people.
Well, okay.
What are you talking about?
All right. Obviously, we have intimacy with
What did you just
spouse.
say?
We have intimacy with a spouse. But what I'm saying is, we also have intimate relationships that don't have to be sexual in nature.
Abraham had intimacy with 2 people. His wife and his sister.
And they were the same person. Crazy. Anyways.
Okay, I understand. So that's why. So it's God said that the best way for us to do intimacy and the fullest form of the intimacy is in marriage.
Yes.
Betwixt man and woman.
Correct. Where there's not a wondering, like, I mean, and I think this is the idea of the wholeness part. Like this, people may look at this as like the ideal, but like in marriage, I'm not like with my wife. Like I'm not wondering, oh no, is this relationship going to end at some point? Or
you're not.
Or is she going to leave me, or am I? Like that's not there at all.
Oh, you meant
okay. Like in other words, like or
I was talking about you're not worried about death yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah. And so, but the idea of just of no, like I'm fully known by her, and I say fully known. I'm as known as I know how to be by her and toward her, and so I
except
think
for that new mole you got to show her.
Yeah, boy, yikes! And so
got a new side of me, honey. It's this big.
This big. Yeah. And so I think that that's a part of it. Like to me, that's the joy of it, right? That's how great is that? How safe is that, right? Like that I'm not like, there's no fear in it. There's no wondering if I'm going to be rejected by her or not accepted by her. Like that's not there.
Okay.
And that's huge, right? And I'm not saying that we have this fully mature, developed relationship that's just like perfect or that it was perfect from point one. Like I think we're a lot farther along now, about to hit 22 years than we were in the year 1 and 2.
That's those people that say like, I really enjoyed dating. Like,
no one does.
What's wrong with you?
Right.
I hate those people. No, you didn't.
No, you don't. Because, I mean, you might enjoy it for a moment, but then other things get put into play.
But then it's over and it's worse for the most of it.
Right. You're like, why did I spend all that time or money or resources or energy or whatever on that person? And so, like, I think that's
I know a whole family of people I'm never going to see again.
Right. And so I think that's so I think when people say, they probably use the word heart, and I did it earlier on, that's probably the best word to use. It's the idea of intimacy.
Okay.
That's the crux of it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't do the physical thing unless I wanted the intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no intimacy when you're getting a colonoscopy.
There is not.
You want that guy to explode, but not in the good in the you know, like the TNT kind of way.
Okay.